look so good in my eyes. Out of my eyes, right in front of me. You're acting like you're the angel. For your love, when the sunlight's on your face now. Hope that faith can have its way today. Sweetheart.
Well, it's coming up to 21 minutes past 11 o'clock.
And my love's on the way. Hey, hey, hey.
Now time bringing the nighttime opinions to discuss the issues that matter.
Everything I want. And if you
Derek is getting on. But let's join the man Solomon Hajim Tunis and to discuss the issues that matter on the program tonight. Tunis, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. And how you
You
doing?
there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
You okay? That's great.
Okay. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. And how you doing?
Well, I'm good.
All right. Have a great day, people of Liberia. Good evening. This is your Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. This is your good friend, Suleiman Hashim Tunis, coming to you live from Radio LRD, Liberia's #1 online radio station here on Staten Island, New York. With Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio station in the nation capital. We are again. We are back. Tuesday can run. The week can run so far. You see, Tuesday, yeah, the next day.
Sure,
We were
for sure,
just
yeah.
here last week, and here we are again this week.
Yes.
What's it got for us, man? I know you guys. Don't say the tsunami.
Tsunami or tsunami. Yeah, I was trying to get something, but trying to get you guys on. Like I sent a link to Solomon and Aliyu. The computer in studio gave me some tough time. So,
Where you
but
send the link at?
I sent the link to you and the other guys, Aliyu and Solomon.
You mean what link? Something else?
No, I
Or
mean for the show tonight. The show.
oh yeah. I mean, I even share it with them after you send it to me. I
Okay.
share it with them also.
Okay.
I always share it with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So that's
actually, for now I don't know what we'll discuss, but there are some issues unfolding. But bulk of it has to do with the sonar. You call it tsunami.
yeah. It sounds like tsunami because
No, tsunami
uh,
like a T, a
I know.
TSU.
I understand that. I say it sounds like tsunami. The whole speech look like a tsunami speech. I mean, I know that tsunami. I mean, I heard in the speech they
I,
say,
I know the weight of a tsunami. So when you say it sounds like a tsunami speech, I know what you're driving at.
I tell you,
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing. Nothing good came out of it. The old man said almost fell off. They have to gave him a glass of water to
I
bring him
saw
back.
that. I said, wow. And the guy was like asking, the guy was telling, after the drink, just shake the hand you pass. He said, what if? What if?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard.
It looked like the old man was programmed.
I
Probably was programmed for certain minutes after that period, and they gotta rush him out of the place.
yeah.
There are too many things happening, my man.
Seriously.
We're getting somewhere now. But what's your take on the sonar?
Well, mine take nothing strange, nothing new. Even though it may not have been, excellent with when it comes to it, especially when it comes to the sonar, but there are some things in the sonar that I actually grab, and people listening may bear me witness, or all the platforms share the same view. There are a lot of mistakes made by him.
Can you share some of those mistakes?
Talking about the issue of the economy, about the rice price, about rice right now. The price of rice in Liberian dollar is 3,000 plus. Well, I was like hearing the president saying 2,000 for rice, which of course is not true. So
What is it? they have a special stool you probably don't know about, Buckeye stool.
No, that I don't know.
Okay, so probably that's why you're referring to that stool. I heard about that stool. It's right behind the rehab, right behind the Buckeye house. It just it's a new
Are you
store.
kidding
They
me?
sell the rice. Yeah, they sell the rice there. I think two of those kind of stores. One is right behind the mansion, and the other one is right behind Barker House. They sell rice there. Tomorrow you better hurry up there before you finish because right after the speech, there was a big tsunami in our area because people were rushing to get the rice. A whole ship load came right behind the mansion. So I don't know if it's still there. So that one of the you know
and,
the
and apart from that, there were a lot of issues about the rule of law that actually he didn't actually mention because owing to the fact that Tulu heard the Virginia call of put of or session because he did not recognize Virginia Kun as a speaker, of which he was put out forcefully, not just please leave because you have done this. I what if you forcing out of the session today?
but you guys are playing with junta government, brother. This is not
No,
real
the
democracy.
thing about it, yeah, he said it, he said, and the thing is simple. Yesterday we had a program where in fact some senators didn't attend. The entire Supreme Court were absent. So it rings a bell in someone ear to know that something wrong is happening somewhere and it will be addressed.
The two former presidents who were there, they were there
Well,
invited. They were the two former presidents.
President
Did they
Salif and
attend?
President Weah.
Did
I
they
I I know by official stuff they should be invited, but I don't know. But I didn't see any sign of them being at the program there. From the look of
attend?
things, we saw the entire space left for the Supreme Court. They were all empty. The seats were empty.
And I heard that it was like a junta government. Soldiers was all over the ground. Like some heavy thing was going on, and the president had to be protected, something like that. The
You know,
police
you
all
know,
over.
yeah. Because actually there was serious security, you know, security stuff in place because I don't know where they took that advice from, or perhaps they were trying to look at the issue of the building being burned down by quote unquote the person who they perceive to be the doer of the act. So before like before this thing happen, let's take precaution. But it was like something going far, differently.
Don't
If
you
you are
think it's just because? Don't you
if
think
you
it's
see
just
to a place, say that again.
why?
You are saying something.
No, I said go ahead, finish your
No,
thought.
yeah. What I'm trying to say, like seeing people moving, in a kind of mood of fear in you, because once you are reported as something to that play, I don't think every action going to pass you by because that place is a news making area. The president's speech, the speaker, other who are being invited, and they speak to the press, it makes news. So there were too much security restriction, and one of you, was like, wow, why this is happening? But yet and still, it went on. So that's the kind of country we find ourselves in. The rule of law, he was the same president that took the oath of office to uphold the rule of law and to defend and do everything as the law states. So now the issue of the speakership position, that is, what we call in battle speaker from Kofa, he got a case. But one would say, for peace sake, how long will we go for peace sake when the things are to be done not done the right way?
When you
Can we,
say
can
for
we just
peace sake, when you say for peace sake, what do you mean?
Because that was someone would say, like, because Speaker Kofa had an issue of going to the Supreme Court, and they see all legality in it, but because of some political interference, they know that the president at the country right now, he doesn't feel Kofa as his choice to be speaker. So they do the political maneuvering, and he still has a ground, and he's pushing a case with his colleagues. So for someone to say, for the sake of peace, let it be, it's like,
Let what be. For sake of see, that's what I want to understand. Let what be. For
because
the sake of peace.
they are saying that he has fought this battle. Some of the colleagues have joined the quote unquote majority bloc, and he's still alone. Though some of the guys are still with him, but things are not going the way it should be because the 11 point judgment done. Let it go. For me, in
Who
my
must
mind,
let it go?
Kofa now.
You hearing yourself?
See that?
Are you hearing yourself?
Yeah.
You also joining those who want peace to raid the sanity. You asking sanity to step down.
No, I'm actually saying to you that these are some of the things I will see on ground. I'm just explaining to you in detail what I've been observing. That this man legally he has a case that he followed the Supreme Court, and then because of some political maneuver in the country, of course, the president doesn't want him to be his choice of speaker or speaker. So people around him, the circle are saying that, the thing are come and gone, this, that, they're just for the sake of peace. For me, I say no. But yet and still, Supreme Court has remained tight-lipped on so many issues up to now. So we don't go ahead into. But yet and still, Mr. Kun is speaker as we are saying right now, and he presented what the session on yesterday.
But even in the speech yesterday, the president did not call him by the name. He only addressed the speaker. He did not call him by name. If you listen to the speech yesterday.
So what does it mean?
It means he himself confused. He the president. If you're addressing the speaker, you address him by his name and his title.
No, anyway,
But you said the one thing you said. Let me just come to it. You said the president himself doesn't like vanity and he favor.
Say maybe because of the political maneuvering and the legal aspect that falls in it.
Maybe what?
Say that?
What you say maybe for again?
Or you say you trying to say that I said that the president doesn't favor political. I said maybe because of the what is unfolding.
What is maybe? The president had nothing to whether favor. The president have to go with the law. What's the constitution state? The law of the nation.
Then what should we do?
But then they go in contrary to the law. We should. That's why the Supreme Court came and make it clear. This is the reason why the Supreme Court did not go to the
I reason why I didn't go there.
That one of the reason they didn't honor the invitation.
No.
Now don't tell me no. Let me finish. How are you talking? I give you a chance to talk. Okay, thank you. That's one of the reasons why the Supreme Court did not honor that invitation to go sit under a fake speaker shape that they put together. Illegal speaker. Because the law clearly stated that 2/3 of the majority in the House, when they get the 2/3, which is 49, the number 49, then they can take a case against, not even to remove him, to take a case against the speaker that he had to be heard for the with the allegations that render against him. This is not what happening. And the president have nothing to do with the president. Just what the president need to do to bring the attention to the wrong thing they're doing. No matter even if it's in his favor. But he should not go on the wrong side.
But all happening.
But that's exactly what I'm saying before you were saying no, no, no. So sometimes it's good to hear me out before you say no.
I'll still saying no because I got reservation to that.
So go ahead with your reservation.
You said because the speaker in question is a fake speaker. Did he follow
that way?
Yeah, okay. As you say, did he follow the bail information found by Fernando Kofa to the Supreme Court?
When I said because there is illegal, what follow? It's not, we don't jump over it to come to if I follow. The reason I stated that for, what did I say? Because there is a illegal speaker. What did I say on that?
No, you said those are some of the reasons they stay away. I said no.
If you listen to reason, that's one of the reasons.
That's what you think.
But what would be the reason for them to stay away?
Until you hear from the horse's mouth.
No. To you now, what would be the reason?
Not to me. That's the reality I'm saying to you, not to me. I'm not speaking of the justice.
Even if you see the reality, why they stay away?
I got a comment from the Supreme Court spokesperson, Ambrose Ma. He said the Chief Justice was out of the country attending a major conference in Egypt. The rest of the justices of the Supreme Court, well, he did not mention them, but they were in country. Did you get
that? You saying something? You don't finish yet. They were.
So from there, you will tell you just say because
no. If you say the Chief Justice were out of the country, that's what he's saying. That's the reason why they didn't show up to the SONA.
Reasons. You are giving reason. I'm saying no.
I'm giving you a reason, which is tangible reason. Why?
Okay, that's why you think.
We should not talk over each other, please.
No, go ahead.
Why if you say the ombudsman told you the reason because the Chief Justice was in Egypt?
That reason.
But then why you brought it out? We're talking about the reason to stay away. That's the reason. I'm giving you the reason to stay away. You telling me you have something from the ombudsman telling you that because the Chief Justice was in Egypt. So what that got to do with even one of them couldn't go into the SONA?
That should be another question. But you concluded that because of this, that they didn't go there. So
that's because of that. That's what I heard too.
That's why I said that's your view. That's what you think, and that's what you follow.
No, that's not my view. That's the view of everyone I spoke to. All the news media I listened to, even on what they call, that's what they said. Everyone. I'm surprised you didn't hear this. You say this is the first time I'm hearing that because the Chief Justice were in Egypt. For what I got to do with all of them? How many of them on the bench? 7 of them, right?
There are 5.
5? I told you 7. How can it be 5 again?
Check it up. Yeah,
okay, let's agree 5. If 5 of them, only one person was outside. So what happened with the 4 that left?
I don't know.
Anyway, let's move on with this. With this, but none of them show up because of the saga that going on in the house. That's one of the reasons. Okay, let's put it that way. Probably you don't want me to say because he's illegal. Let's say because the saga that going on among themselves.
For me,
Tony, you'll be able to hear that, right?
See that? No. You
But
know what I say?
why would they stay away? It might be, it could be that because nothing, because they have two speakers right now in the
You know,
house.
you know the thing about it. It is a bit comical, but is something that is actually worth discussing. Because when I viewed the entire podium yesterday, I was like, wow. But again, the bill of information was actually sent to the Supreme Court for that particular point not actually be held. Now the intent
I'm not getting what he's saying. What are you
I
trying to say?
said the bill of information was filed by Fonaticofa team, the minority rule of law, was intended to not for Representative Kunto Biza over yesterday's session on the ground that he was illegally as not elected legally or illegally elected. So that's one of the things the guys are grounding on. But again, seeing the Supreme Court bench empty and there are some political maneuvering going on, we've seen it gradually, visually. So it tends to ask so many questions. So we can just say because of what is unfolding, so they stay away. That's what I said.
Well, that's
From
what
what I
we are here for. That's the reason why we are here, to determine, to assume what held them back.
it
We
could
can't
be
just you can't say
yes.
you don't know. Then when you say
Listen,
you don't know, then you don't need to discuss the issue as a talk show host. You
no,
don't need it. Or if the people are expecting you to figure out what start them from going. Then you come again and say you don't know.
if I say I
Then where
don't
are
know,
we going?
listen, when I mentioned about the absence of the Chief Justice and the remaining justices in country, it gives you a clear picture that is open. That I don't know the real issue that's unfolding until we can discuss it or know, but until
For 3 months,
it's on
this
myself.
thing that going on in the House of Representatives, 3 months plus, and you say you don't
That
know?
highly political.
It doesn't matter. Everything that happened in there is highly political, but that doesn't mean that we don't know.
We can
It
say
doesn't
our
mean that
own.
you don't know.
We can assume like you're assuming now, but it doesn't mean that's the final say.
I'm not assuming. I'm giving you
You're saying
facts. Yes, I'm giving you facts. I'm not assuming. This is not assumption.
it's real. It's real.
It's real. It's clearly real that the reason why they didn't show up, and not even they alone, the president of the two former president did not show up, all because the saga that going on with two speakers going to be present over there, or all of that. They don't want that. That's not being real. And Omar Bwaka condoning this. Let me bring in my brother here. Good evening. How are you?
I'll say that's your view, but I don't subscribe to that.
It could be my view, but it's the facts. Whether you subscribe to it or not, it's the facts. Let me bring in Solomon. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Tony. Good evening, Stephen. And good evening to our wonderful people of Mama Liberia, not forgetting We Nation.
Yeah, we met on discussing about the tsunami sooner.
What makes it a tsunami?
I tell you.
It's more than tsunami. What makes it tsunami? Are we buying bag of rice for $2,000 now? Are we ever have a sooner with two speakers in the country? We have a sooner with all the the Supreme Court, none of the members appear, and the former presidents never attended. Have we have any sooner like that before? So that's more than tsunami.
But this exactly what the president said. That's why he's. Say that again? So you
No,
guys hear me?
I was saying the Tony that 2007 happened where the guys boycotted and Speaker was still running as speaker.
There are two speakers were there.
Speaker Tyler was speaker. They also Snow.
And what happened that 2007?
People boycotted and still it didn't take the fact that Tyler was not a speaker.
Well, the thing is,
in that time, I didn't understand what you're trying to say. They had two speakers at that time.
Snow was allegedly illegally removed.
But that's not what we said. We said two speakers in the house. I say who were allegedly illegally removed. I said two speakers at the Sona. When they're addressing the president addressing the country. At that time, 2007, they had two speakers.
You see what happened now. You see what see happening. So what happened at that time?
At the time of the Sona?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, it is different. We all heard.
It's different.
We all heard that.
Masale is on.
We all heard that Snow or the other guy was forced to resign, and he resigned. So when he accepted to resign, he was no longer in that position. So Liberia in 2007 did not have two speakers. There were one.
Well, I don't know where Stephen will be coming from. We want to use it just to deny what I'm saying.
But what you trying to say now? So
you said there was no two speaker 2007.
How can I say this?
I said we have never experienced this. That's why
Tony, I try to bring it back to what.
Let me finish. What I said, let me repeat it and you have time.
Well, I think just open the phone and be okay because I can continue with that.
No. We're discussing the issue. Let's discuss it to our experience. Then we can open the line. That's what we're here for. Without rushing, we got ample time. But anyway, go ahead, Solomon.
Yes, again, as I was saying, in 2007, one speaker was forced out of the place. He accepted. He couldn't stand the heat, and the people did whatever they wanted to do. That again?
Was it done the right way?
But let the man finish. When he finish, then you
ask. This is what I'm saying. If it was not done the right way, when he yielded, when he accepted to step down, that means that he voluntarily stepped aside when they forced it illegally. So there were no two speakers. So and then
we got two speakers, right?
Say that again?
We got two speakers, right?
Right now we have two speakers because one is illegally put in there, and then one.
Okay, what is the law?
The law, because you have a current president who does not respect the rule of law. So everything that they do
the country. I see you talking here.
No, it is not the same thing. We know that three speakers, the previous government have decided to say no. We want to remove the speaker so that we do everything possible. And the other two speakers, they accepted, they yielded. This other speaker is saying no. We have to follow the rule of law. Those other two speakers, they refuse to follow the rule of law. So they yielded to the pressure that was mounted on them. So we did not have two speakers. We have one illegitimate speaker that was accepted because the other one resigned. In Fonanti's case, Fonanti said, "Let us go by the rule of law," and they don't want to do that. The Supreme Court said whatever this group did, they did it illegally. That is not the right. That is not the right thing. And then the Supreme Court continued to tell them, "You go and do the thing the right way." The executive decided to support the illegal one because day one, they decided not to follow the rule of law. And that's why the Supreme Court did not fully come there. So that was the case. With Tyler, the Supreme Court came in. Even if there are 3 people who came or 4 that came, the Supreme Court they had a representation. So that is the point there.
Okay, that's your view, though.
No, what I'm saying, it is not my view. That's what happened.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not anybody's view here. That's what happened. What you say is our view.
It's banning and it's real, and now I say let us leave it and just go to other discussion.
We can't leave it. We're discussing it.
What we are saying here is that you may disagree with us, which is fine. But in this case, Tyler and Snow or whoever those previous 2 representatives were, they mounted pressure on them.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
But then the way you want us to do the show, then that is not it's not a talk show.
No.
Okay, what did the Supreme Court say if Tyler and the other guy, if they went through the
I don't think we should go on that thing right now, Solomon.
Okay, then bring a topic for the discussion.
Okay, what do you want us to discuss?
You came in late, so you don't have
matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You brought up this topic. When I told you the tsunami, I explained, I told you, I said, all the negative things that happen, that's what I turns to be a tsunami. Then you said, no, it's my view. Even if it's my view, it's the fact. This is what happened. Then you say, well, it's not because you heard it from the ombudsman said the Chief Justice were in Egypt. But how many people
you want to say something for me to believe, or I say you won't believe me, then you say what
I'm not talking for you to believe. I'm discussing the issue. I'm not trying to satisfy your belief.
According to Ambrose Mahmoud, the spokesperson of the Supreme Court, he said no.
Who said no? I didn't say no. I didn't say ombudsman is not a spokesman. You said the ombudsman, you heard from the ombudsman that the Chief Justice is in Egypt. I said, is that the reason why they didn't show up at the SONA? That's all I said. I didn't say the ombudsman is not a spokesman.
You gave a reason. I said that's
I said the reason is why, because they had 2 speakers and there's a saga going on among the representatives. So all of this make many people stay back.
And I try to bring in the discussion that this whole thing about from being legally, what you call it, it had to do with politics, of which you cannot exempt the Supreme Court from it. So stay away, whether you think the state of 2 speakers, quote unquote, like you said, it may not be the thing you are actually portraying, but be something different.
Like different, that's the different you can tell us now to your own opinion. What is it?
I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. You cannot stay on the kind of show, then you say you don't know. That's not the kind of show we're running. They expect us to know because we have to find out the facts or whatever close to the fact. That's what
we call Amman to know why they didn't go to the SONA yesterday.
It's clear. We all know the reason. And then you will argue, say you don't know, but we know why they didn't go.
The thing is,
let's just move on. That's what I said.
Anthony, what we are talking about is yesterday during the SONA, you saw those vacant seats, especially the previous 2 presidents. None of them came in. Majority with the opposition, I understand. Majority of the opposition people, we did not see them. And then, of course, when we're talking about the tsunami sonar, and I was saying about, I don't think that it's a tsunami a sonar. Uh, and then you said that the same thing happened in those years. And then we are saying, yes, it happened, but the way in which it happened, they conceded, they accepted their defeat. And because they accepted their defeat, even though they were removed illegally, they accepted their defeat. They yielded to the pressure. So we did not have two speakers. We may have two people who have been a speaker, but one of them was now identified as legitimate because the other one did not put up the constitutional fight, like the way Funati is putting out the constitutional fight, and the way the other people who want to, I mean, who also put it out the constitutional fight, the Yeka Koluba and the other few guys that we call quote unquote minority black. So this is what we're saying. Of course, I'm not in a heart the reason why the Supreme the Chief Justice was not in the country, or why the person why she or he went to Egypt. That is not the issue. But we are saying there's a situation in the country that can lead to a serious
That's
fight.
okay.
Yes, serious fight over there. We are seeing that what even the day today that I saw, without the proper way, it is leading the country backward, and backward. Even if people don't like Yeke, this is what we say. We accept the fact that those other people they were present, but they were removed. So it was established. So
Let me
that's what we say.
let me
And
read and bring this my brother Masale. Masale, welcome to the show. Masale,
Hello, good evening, Mr. Tunis, Solomon, and Dallas. Anthony, long time. The night times we are here.
good evening. What's your take on this matter here today? I know you've been listening. The Suna, we're talking about the Suna and the reason, some of the reason why the Suna. Well, anyway, what's your take on the entire Suna?
The entire Sudan, even before the Sudan, the Sudan was Monday, but like I can say 4 o'clock. And before then, for me, I said it. The only thing I knew the whole Sudan was going to be bunch of lies and deception, and also making mockery of we the Liberian people. That's what President Baka was coming to do, and definitely that's why he did. Because I was only expecting him to acknowledge his failure, that he have failed us, and he should make commitment that at least he's coming down to go on the right path to move our country forward. Because the first year was just a wasted year, let he admit that. But instead of coming to lie to we the Liberian people, but even said saying that when he took over in 2 months time, the price of rest came down. That's alone, that's a diabolical lie. Talking about then happy, I think 10,000 students of that they train in the country, or I think more than even 10,000, and everything about that. So that this were all lies. President Baka 1 year in power, you don't have one signature project that you dedicated and completed within 1 year. Yes, we know government is continuity that how it's supposed to be. You met President We are uncompleted projects, and you are able to complete some of them, and you are still carrying on some. That's not a bad thing. This is how we want to see. But at least President We did the same thing when he took over. There were projects, you people left, he completed those projects and called Madam Sedi, and some of those projects they did it. Handover ceremony, everything was done. Madam Sedi was there. Some of them he even said Nime after all at the EJS and what have you. Even the dialysis center at or JFK where he completed it, he called her there. But all these things we didn't see President Baka doing anything of such. All the project he completed after President Weah. And you want to tell me you spent 1 year in power, you couldn't complete your own project, you didn't do anything, everything was just Josh Weah project. Even though government is continuity, but we were disappointed in that. For me, I was very, very much disappointed. You telling us that your 100-day deliverable were met, and that alone is a diabolical lie, because you know if your 100 deliverable were met your 100 days, why you have to use chopper to fly from Liberia to Lofa County? You couldn't drive on the road that you paid $22 million for them to face these roads. So everything over there was a bunch of lies and deception to we the Liberian people. And moreover, the security present at the Sona, this alone just tell we the Liberian people that our country is not safe. I continue to say this, President Bouaka keep undermining the peace and stability of our country, and everybody can see it. You people are the older people of Solomon, and you brought Tunis. I think you all know some of these things. When in the history of Liberia, a sitting president was giving the State of Nation address, and you saw Moa Osa, you saw the army Osa, well armed, you saw police, all of these things intimidating the people. Where you people saw that? So this is just to tell we the Liberian people that our country is not safe under President Bouaka, because he has undermined the peace and stability. This is why you see this thing happening. Because for me, I tend to be corrected. Maybe it happened during your time, but I didn't see it during President Taylor time. That's the time some of all we came out during Eden time, George Weah time. We didn't see all of these things. And now I can remember during Madam Seli time when she having State of Nation address, people will be giving invitation all of political party opposition. It used to happen during her administration. But now I don't know why the former president, vice president, all our political leaders, those people were not giving invitation for this SONA. You see, and President Bouaka keep talking about national reconciliation. Everybody should reconcile the country. He talk about reconciliation and he's not doing it. Why you should always be saying things that you are not doing? So for me, the whole SONA yesterday, nothing good. Yes, because it was just bunch of deception and lies from President Bouakai, and that was just it. And right
So
now, I was just looking at the other blunder he did in Tanzania again. When you see AU, will be like, oh my God, how did we get here? It's so horrible. Yes.
what is your take? What is your take on the Supreme Court not appearing at the SONA? What do you think will be the reason from your
Yeah,
own?
the Supreme Court not appearing at the SONA. You see, those people, they are good at programming, because for what I saw on some newspaper, that the Chief Justice, I think she went to, I don't know which one of the country, Egypt or one of these countries, I think to be corrected. She went there wherein they are having certain thing that the Chief Justice supposed to be there. Even yes, when the Chief Justice went for such a program, there are 5 justices on the Supreme Court bench. Why about the other 4? Where are they? You see, so I think I remember when Yeka Koluba said it, if Rachel Kun is the legitimate speaker, we will know doing the SONA. Okay. And he was like, that's the time we know if Rachel Kun is the speaker or if Funati Kufa is the speaker. Because if you see the Chief Justice or the 5 justices on the Supreme Court bench at the SONA, then you should know that they agree and they acknowledge Rachel Kun to be the speaker. But if you didn't see her there, then you should know. I think that was just it for me. They know that everything that happened in the country on the speakership election, it was illegal and unconstitutional. And I think they will go and sit under such a speaker being the highest decision body making in the country. For me, I think that was the reason why we didn't see the 5 justices from the Supreme Court bench. Even though they said yes, Siane Yo, she went on something, but the other 4, why they couldn't be there. So when Siane Yo is not there, they can't be there. So for me, that's what I sense. Those people, they know everything that was done on the election of the speaker was illegal and unconstitutional. So they decided to boycott the SONA.
Okay, thank you so much for your view on that. Let me bring you back. Let me bring back Solomon. Solomon, you want to learn what you started? Then we send control to Stephen.
Oh, yeah, of course. Again, I told you guys the little time, my little energy, my little effort that I give to our country for uh, the CDC leadership, I've been telling you guys that I was not supporting now President Joseph Yiman Boakai because of things that happened in our party, and there was no resolution. He cannot solve problems, and I mentioned that over and over. Okay, and then even from our political party, the problem that we're having there, and he couldn't resolve the problem when he was given the mandate from the leader, the political leader of the party at the time, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And then, in addition to some of those things, when he became all the other groups that came together so as to oust President Weah, I think they used to call it I don't know what CPP or whatever. When he came there was problem, and the CPP in the Basel simple they say a chakla. I mean, there was a problem. We saw that he was not able to find resolution, to find problem. And I also mentioned we had a serious problem in Grand Bassa County over a boat that he presented to the people of Idana based on the condition that the people in Idana they were having leaving from Idana to come to Buchanan City. But then when they decided to politicize it, he stepped back, and because they found out, he was told that they just I mean the city mayor of Idana belong to CDC. So he failed to say, well, we are fighting to be leader for Liberia, and CDC is part of Liberia. That problem was not resolved. So I don't expect him to come and resolve. If there's a problem in the house that he could have said, look, in as much as I want my agenda to be carried out, we should do it legally because we want the rule of law. He never did that. So the thing that happened to the Supreme Court is because President Boakai said they were not going to do things the usual way. I think I don't know whether I am really quoting him, but he said that things were not going to be done the normal way or the usual way. So he came in with his own usual way to make sure that the SONA address, it was different from all others SONA events. That's what is going on. And then looking at the report that he gave, you could tell from reading it that those things were not factual, but he was forced to read something, because you can talk about the peace of the nation, A, B, C, and D, and you know that in the street of especially in Macerado County, where a group of people, somebody accused two people of stealing motorbike, and they killed those people or openly where a police officer was standing, and none of those things, no arrest was made. Everything was on video. So if you are talking about the peace, we know that those things are not true. So again, I did not expect anything different from President Boakai. President Boakai said we were going to be doing things not the normal way, the usual way. Probably you guys can quote him directly what he said. So that's what he did on his SONA. The reason why those people are not there, we are speculating, was based on how the situation was going. And the Supreme Court advised the president, they advised the lawmaker, they advised the government that we need to be a country of law, so it should be done according to that.
Well, you must be right, because if they are the judiciary, and if you are not respecting, you disrespecting the judiciary, one part of the government, then where are we going? But let me bring in my brother, because this Anthony Stephen, I'm becoming to doubt him a little bit if it's not UPACE.
No,
I'm a Liberian man. I'm discussing party thing. No party.
don't want to because the way he getting at us like this,
but you see what I'm a UP, so under UP discuss issue of sedition. No, but then you go in different thing or
okay. Let me send control to you. What's your take? I mean, let's pass the judiciary, the Supreme Court. Let's come to some other thing. He said the bag of rice is 2,000. What do you say about it? 2,000. The Liberian people buying bag of rice now. 2,000 Liberian dollar. Is that true in that speech? And he also says that he was boasting of the rule widening the road, the Robertsfield Highway, widening it. He said they initiated it, something like that. It's all of that. So this is why I turn the whole speech as tsunami instead of me calling the appropriate words sooner. I turn it as tsunami. So what do you think, Stephen?
Speak to us.
I'm not going to say because I'm out of words actually. I think let's take course. Yeah, let's take course.
No, we discuss. We'll come to the call.
No, for me, I don't want to talk now because you already put me in a place that I can't talk now.
What place I put you in? You take everything personal.
So how can we get you out of that place that they put you that you can't talk? How can we get you from
that? But don't do that to me. You always doing it.
What did I do?
Steve,
you always causing somebody. It's causing issues. Going what our sedition you place. You skeptical of me.
Okay,
Why?
sorry.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Sorry.
It was a joke. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, not joke.
Sorry, boss man.
I'm not talking about anything now. Take on everything that close. I go sleep.
Our co-host man with us.
So, Tunis.
Oh, no, I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy. When I listen to you tell you. I will tell you.
What's that for you to get fed because I say you miss?
To the wall. That's not radio. I've been to the thing for more than 24 years. I know what I'm talking about.
But that's what we know. You're experienced man. We're not trying to take that away from you.
Bring me down. You bring me down.
How?
You said it.
Okay, Tunis. He said that the way he's talking, then like he's a Upist, and we know that
I'm sorry. If I was joking, you yourself.
That one, he said that one already put him in his shell. You know.
So what else can I do? I say I'm sorry. What else can I do? Even if we in share, I didn't mean for you to be in that share.
You got to point tire. You got to point tire. But Steven, even though you don't want to say anything, now we understand that. Again, we say sorry for the joke that I know Tunis was joking.
What joke?
We know. But he said I was a joke. We're not in his brain to say he was not joking.
Will you accept that? What I say a joke?
No, that's what I'm saying.
It's national radio. It's not playing on yet.
Sorry for feeling that way. But we are here to give our people good information. If we don't understand the subject matter, one time I was saying something, and Tony said, "But what is a proof?" Because we are on national radio. If you don't really have the proof to do this, then don't say it. And I say, okay, but we are discussing this, and there are some issues that you are addressing, Stevie, and we say, okay, we understand, but that is not how it happened. Because what we know was that these people, they pressurized them, and they say, okay, we step down. So the moment they say that they accepted to step down, they were no longer a speaker. Funati case is not like that, and everybody they have carried report.
Steven looking for me. Anything I say now, Steven will get hurt because I'm talking. They for some reason they just paint you differently. What is there to get vexed? He cut the show off.
No, I think he just stepped away.
He said it. He said he's going to cut the show off. That's what he said because he's in control in Liberia. So he cut it off.
I don't think he cut it out.
The man said the thing. You say you don't think. He said, I'm
Really?
going to cut the show off.
Well, so let's continue to talk to our people. The situation that we're discussing, I don't think anybody, even when I'm vexed
See,
and you
this
and I,
is the reason why I don't like to be bothered with most of these people, because they take everything personal.
we
We
are,
sit here, we joke with each other over and over. What is it that if I call you, well, you are a U-based person. We can joke you any whichever way we want to.
you pace and a Republican.
Exactly. You know?
And when you're ready for me, even the colors can be cooking me. I say, okay.
Exactly.
But you know, everybody don't we don't take joke or certain things the same way.
It's not being calling our man U-Pace because we do not agree. The way we're discussing the issue, it didn't go down well with him. But calling somebody U-Pace, would that make you feel bad?
But that's why we have this is a talk show.
Exactly.
We don't have to have the same viewpoint. For me, I'm here to share my political ideology based on my political party affiliation. And I told you guys I am a UPist. I don't know what that's the word you guys can use, but I'm from the Unity Party.
Now what they say
block.
U-Pace, like somebody is pissing.
From the UP block, and I say over and over what I've been saying, that President Joseph Nyiman Boakai is somebody who is good with taking instruction, and then he will do it. But when it comes to leadership and taking accountability, that has been lacking, and we lay out some of this stuff. When Talbot was president and Baka was working under Talbot's administration with the LPMC, the Liberia Produce Marketing, whatever they call it, they made him the leader. And when he became leader of the group, to really make the thing to be functional. I'm not saying starting something after 2 years, 3 years, and the thing stop functioning. That's not what that's for it to be functional, for it to continue. Liberia being a country that had the best, in my opinion, the best soil in West Africa, because the kind of soil that we have, maybe Guinea and Sierra Leone, they may have a similar soil like us, but Ghana is not opportune to have such thing. They have a lot of drought or things like that. We have 50-50 of rainfall or rainy season and dry season, if you will. Before the dry season is over, most of those wet area, they are not. They're still little bit the ground little bit compacted. Okay, but then we go back to rain. So that's what make our country to grow almost anything in the country. And as somebody who was heading the agriculture department, because the Liberian people saw lofa to be the bread basket when the LPNC thing started and Boakai was leading. When he either was forced to resign or removed from LPNC, things started going down. And when he became vice president, number 2 man, somebody with agricultural experience, was to have continued having problem with food, rice, and with the Liberia Food Sufficiency Program that Wendell McIntosh was conducting in the country, for which President Boakai was on the board. We saw how those machines that were taken, the farming machine that were taken in his district, in Foya, we brought everything and showed to the Liberian people. And all he told us was that we squandered the opportunity. We accepted that. So this is what I said. When it comes to all of these things, I don't think he can be the leader of the kind of Liberia that we have. Liberia from 14 years of civil war, Liberia from maybe a year or maybe a year of Ebola devastation in the country, and also a year or two about COVID, where the economy of the world crumbled and all those stuff. So those things that were saying were just to make rhetoric. When he came to office, he said that he was listening to BBC. So the price of things are very, very high. So they cannot change it. So those are some of the things. He talked about to build I know reconciliation center and all those stuff, which it doesn't make sense. It's just to waste money. If he really want for Liberia to come together, we have the unification, something that was brought put in place on a Todmont administration, where he probably was a very young man, where he also was serving. So for him to say we're going to build a reconciliation